Okay, hey guys, how's it going? It's Miyako from Japan. Welcome back to my channel. I was a little bit earlier, 1 minute earlier than I said the time, but I'm late though. I'm sorry. I'm exhausted from traveling around. My eye is actually twitching right now. I'm so yeah, exhausted from all the traveling and I'm like every day I have something that I need to use my body a lot, using my brain or I mean it's everybody, but yeah, my husband is telling me to tell you to subscribe to this channel before I start. And also what? Of course I'm gonna say that. It's annoying when my husband is like that. But anyway, where was I? I was talking about how I'm exhausted from traveling around, and ans- responding to like media requests. I'm like getting like one after another recently from the Fox News and Breitbart News and Radio Free Asia. And but anyway, but before I show you guys a little bit, let me see you guys. Yoko-san, we love you. Oh, thank you. I love you too. Hi, Yoko. Hello, Yoko. You spell my name very correctly. Yes, it's you need a U to be specific. But like if I, write my legal like my name legally in English, like alphabets, I don't use U. But anyway, probably Chinese comments just jot that down. Anyway, how was Tokyo? I watched Japan vlogs around there in Akihabara. I heard the Sega sign isn't there anymore. What Sega sign? I wonder what that is. Konnichiwa, konnichiwa. Literally Hitler. What a name. I've heard there were anti-protesters against Shinzo Abe when he passed away. True? Yes, true. Okay, so regarding that, let me show you. Where's the. Okay. Let me see. Let me see. Okay. I was on the Fox News. I got on the website. The Fox News digital originals, digital one. They reached out to me, and bam, Biden skipping Shinzo Abe funeral works in favor for China. Japanese commentator says, "Why is Joe Biden skipping Shinzo Abe's funeral in Japan?" And that Japanese commentator is me. Where is it? Can you see? Yeah, President Biden's decision not to attend the former Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe's funeral on Tuesday sends a weak message to China as tensions rise in the region. Japanese political commentator Yoko Ishii told the Fox News. Can you see? Can you see? Can you see? I have to zoom in. But yeah, it's based on my commentary, and there's even a video. Can I show you? I don't look pretty in this though. Can I air? I don't know. Only the first, maybe. Wait, picture in picture. Why? Can you just play here? Okay, it worked. So you can see my face in Yakoishi here. So they do the cool, clip thing. So you can watch that. I'm gonna link this here, and I'm on Twitter. So make sure you follow me on Twitter, and I post my interview and so on. On Twitter. Yoko is proud. You should be. Thank you. Yoko likes my name. Oh yeah, spelling. Yes, thank you for your congratulations, or is that how you say? But anyway, so yeah, here's the article, and it's based on, like you saw the video. So I was talking to the reporter of Fox News, and yeah, they made a video and also this article. I was expecting that there will be only the video, but there's a article, like this long article, and it's all my talking points, and it's amazing. Biden. Oh my God, Biden is so weak. I have to talk about that. But yeah, this is a long one. And another is BAM. Like following that, that Fox News article was great. And then a Breitbart noticed exclusive. It's an exclusive article of me. How amazing is that? I feel like I'm an important person. Okay. I'm sweating because it's so hot here. So anyway, Japanese commentator for Yoko Ishii. Yeah, Yoko Ishii in the title. Biden more worried about the midterms than China and Russia. So yes, oh Grandpa, Grandpa Biden, leftist American president. It's so cool. Leftist American president. Like that's the expression to explain Joe Biden. But anyway, it's so true. Skipping the funeral of longtime Japanese Prime Minister Abe Shinzo I can't read. To Japan, that he's more worried about the midterms than the threat of China and Russia. Japanese conservative journalist and commentator Yoko Ishii told Breitbart News in exchange on Friday. So, yes, this is also a long. Never mind the advertisement though. Like I'm surprised there are so many advertisements. But yeah, so many here about Harris too, and yeah, random Yoko, and yes, Biden had failed to take the advantage of a critical diplomatic opportunity to strengthen the region's resolve to contain China's authoritarian influence. So stuff like that. And also, it was amazing. Of course, they wrote about Quad. And I wonder who benefits from that political message that he's sending as a result, Yoko said, by not coming to Abe's state funeral. Seriously, like Biden is so weak, right? Like his gaffes, and also he wanders off to the stage like when he's supposed to speak, and it's sending this message that he can't lead or guide the country. And so he should be, in my opinion, he should be taking the advantage of situation like or events like this, but he didn't. And yeah, who I really hope that his assistant watch this. I'm so arrogant, like, well, watch my video, but seriously, like you should care about this sort of perspective. And I'm very thankful that as one of you just wrote in the comment section. But yes, there were oppositions. Let me link this for you. Open that and read if you can. So that will be, oh, Ohio. Yes, you can read and see. But so there were some people that were opposing to the state funeral of Abe, but it's the same people, like the same people were, for example, protesting against Abe so much when we were trying to pass, like when Abe administration was trying to pass so-called the security bill back in 2015. And with that law today, because of that, now we can work with foreign military forces better and more smoothly, because now we have, like, it's partially allowed for us to have the right of collective defense. So yeah, we didn't have that before because we are not a military, so. But anyway, so leftists opposed to the idea or our move to build our country back to normal, like having a strong leader and also having the military officially, by revising our constitution. So leftists opposed to that sort of things, and they try to benefit North Korea and China and Russia. Like those are our neighboring countries. So they do that, and it's amazing the Breitbart kindly took this up. My comment. What's worse, in addition to overall leftists such as labor unions and socialists, many of those who were protesting were 中核派 core faction, Revolutionary Communist League National Committee, she continued. They committed terrorist acts in the past. It's a well known fact that they are a big part of the protesters because we can see them proudly showing the same flag and helmets that they were using back in the 1960s to 70s when they were young and trying to have a communist revolution. So, the reporter even went on to the website, such a great journalism, and translated that too. It's amazing. On September, so this is the communists website, like very radical, extreme, dangerous, like they murder people. So they wrote on the website on September 27th, the state funeral day. Let's besiege the Nippo Budokan where it took place, the venue for the state funeral, with a large demonstration of anger by the workers, the website urged. Let's further extend the class rally to revise the constitution, prevent war, while they're like evoking war, and overthrow the Kishida government and explode the anti-war struggle to stop the US-Japan imperialist war of aggression against China. Oh my gosh, they're working for China. How obvious is that? And it's so cool that Breitbart wrote all these things. Sometimes like Breitbart is of course on the right side, like extremely. I think it's very right, and conservative people I think they can have problems with very like ultimate right view sometimes, but things like this is something that only right media can express or publish like officially, and I'm very very thankful that they did that, because yeah, we can't do that with like normal media and so on. But yeah, so here's the article. Also, I was featured on Radio Free Asia 2. Free Asia. So if you go to their website, there are some, some of the articles that I'm featured on, but it's all in Tibetan language. So yeah, I can't read. But I was featured for like 4 times or so already. But yeah, what else? Oh yeah, and this one. If you haven't, please watch this. This is the our activity yesterday. So it's our network, international network, is very liberal leaning. Even though I'm a conservative, we work with like liberal leaning people in the world. So they had this hashtag Global Day of Action, and that was the movement this time on how do you call cookies? It's in English. I forget. Anniversary of founding of China. Yeah, yeah. Chinese National Day. Okay, so yeah, at the timing of that, we had a protest in front of the Consulate General of China in Fukuoka. So we made a video with our flag, and so share that if you haven't. So that's about it, I guess, for the letting you know what I was up to. Okay. Yoko, do you and your hubby like Epoch NTD News? Yes, yes, yes. He gets on Epoch News. Yeah, Daikigen, right? Yeah, yeah. My husband is often interviewed by them. Um, isn't Radio Free Asia a spook outfit? What's a spook outfit? Spook outfit. I can't. It's like no. Well, they are funded by America, I believe. I mean, I need to close this because my laptop is on fire. Okay. So let's see. Oh, super chat! Thank you as always for your commentary. Thank you for supporting me like this. This is what I do. I am a political activist. I also do some journalism work sometimes too. But yes, I want to be the bridge between Japan and the U.S. And also I really am I'm like desperately fighting against CCP because I don't want them to, invade in our nation. Even though there is this so-called silent invasion happening in our country, but yes, I'm fighting against that. And everybody, wherever you're from, if you're in this same battle with us, then you're my family. And I'm not funded. My husband and I, we are not funded by any organization, and so we just receive some, donations like this sometimes, and that's how we live. And so, yes, I wish we were like we had, financial support more, so that we could do more, with the money. If we had more money, we could do a lot more. And but yeah, anyway, let's go back to see what you guys wrote. Ohio. In case you don't know what Ohio by that is, Ohio sounds like good morning in Japanese. Ohio. Greetings from Kue Adelaide. I can't read. Idaho, one of America's great conservative strongholds. Cool. Idaho. When I hear Idaho, I'm like potato. Well, I feel like I think I see the flavor of like Idaho potato. I don't know. I'm not trying to, insult or anything. I just popped up in my head. Cool, cool, cool. What are the economic problems in Japan at the moment? Is it just as bad like in the US? Yes. I don't know which is worse, but like as for Japan's economic situation has been like we had been in recession for over 2 decades, and then Abe administration. Wait, let's go back even more. So there was the war, World War II, and then in the 60s and the 70s, people worked hard and we had a rapid growth. And then after that, in the early 90s, the bubble, like the economy was so good, but the bubble, like exploded. I don't know the expression in English, but it collapsed. The bubble collapsed. So then we went into recession, and it's been going on for like 2 decades or more. I don't know the exact number, but then Abe administration was born, and the second term, though, his second administration, Abe administration was born. And then he said, even in English, it was broadcasted his state funeral as well, when they were showing the video footage of Abe when he was alive. But he said, buy my Abenomics. So Abenomics, just like Leganomics, mix whatever, just like that. He works on our economy so much because economy is the heart of a country. So he worked so hard. Things were going well, but he had to fight with our Ministry of Finance simultaneously, and they have so much power. Like the, I guess it's like the establishment pretty much, like they have this power and status, and they're just powerful politically, and even Shinzo Abe couldn't, win against them. So he had to raise the consumption tax twice, and that damaged our economy. But then, so these things work, the result come in like way later. So people are confused, like they don't notice it, but that's the foundation. And on the top of that, pandemic came, COVID-19 came. And then, so the economy, of course, in this globalized era, like our economy was massively damaged, right? And then the invasion by Russia to Ukraine happened, making it even worse. And so, yes, we are on the same page. But it's like we have the foundation of the consumption tax raise. It's so during Abe administration, they raised that twice too. So it was, yeah, like it started in the 90s, from starting from 3 and then 5 to now it's 10%. So yeah, it, like people don't want to buy things, if you have to pay that much. So, and Japanese people are like, we're not politically alert. So when our leadership is bad, and when our, everyday life changes, they our people somehow take it as if it's a natural disaster, like it's a result of the politics here. But they take it like, oh, now things are like this, so let's do, like, let's deal with this in this way or that way. And so people are smart, so they know how to get away with it, like, or I mean, like, they live not get away, they live with the condition, they know it very well. So then the leadership doesn't reflect the suffering of our people. So it creates this vicious cycle. Americans are awesome because when there's a problem, you guys stand up, like we're not accepting this, and that is awesome. That is what we need here in Japan. But people are just accepting whatever happens. So even the weak, so that's why I guess that the current Prime Minister Kishida, like he says all these things, like nice things, but he's actually making things worse. So yeah, like I guess the party is trying to use our nuclear power plant again, like it stopped after the natural disaster, like the earthquake and then Fukushima disaster back in 2011. And the leftists, of course, want to attack Japan to work for CCP. So the left doesn't even want us to have energy, because if they stop our nuclear power plants, then it damage our economy like every single day. And yeah, so without the strong economy, of course, the country doesn't work, and our power, even militarily, it doesn't work well. So they're doing all this like weakening things. Yeah, anyway. Hello, John. Hello, thank you. 筑紫野市ハリスリから見ています。よろしくお願いします。ありがとうございます。超地元。こんばんは、ようこさん、ひでさん。こんばんは。Okay. What are your thoughts on the South Korean president? He is being attacked for being right wing. Is he even right wing or conservative? He, like, the last time I checked, like before the election of him, I was hearing from South Korea that he's not like a true conservative, but he won anyway. What's interesting is that when it was like, especially like a Park era, the female president, so like she was the president when Abe was in power, back in like what, like 2015, 14, somewhere around there. Back then, I guess it's probably because she brought up all this like historical disputes and so on, and Obama was trying to fix our relationship for national security, but he was making it worse, forcing us to agree on something that we don't agree on, and giving money from Japan to South Korea, Japanese people feeling angry about it, and like all the drama happened. So like we had all this awareness about South Korea, but today we don't even hear about South Korea. And that's the problem, I think, because South Korea is such a crucial point. Like if you see our war like geographically. So it's before like being, him like before his ideology, I think that his presence is lacking. Yeah, no wonder, no wonder why Harris said the Republic of North Korea when she was trying to say like the alliance with the Republic of South Korea, but she said Republic of North Korea. Like it's bad, like it's horrible to, you know, like I mean, like everybody makes mistakes, but it's I think it's the result of no presence. So like that's something that South Korea should work on. But I think I know like South Korean politics is so difficult because conservative people are fighting so much, but I don't know why. I'm not South Korean, so I don't know. But like they've been having all these fights inside, even inside of the conservative category. So yeah, but anyway, oh yeah, yes, thank you for all the celebration for my media exposure. So Hide's first name becomes your last name. What? No, Hidetoshi is his last name. Ishii is our family name, our last name. I'm Ishii too. Huh? What? I'm Ishii. I'm Yoko Ishii. He is Hidetoshi Ishii. So sometimes, like, for example, I work with Tibetans, right? I can't tell which is their first name or last name. They sometimes, like in Asia, they mix up the order. So yeah, but Yoko is first name. Yeah, Ishii is family name. Awesome to see Yoko going mainstream in American media. Yes, thank you. I am trying because the media here, oh, bless you. Did you guys hear that? He needs to be blessed. It's like when he sneezes, he goes really wild, like I'm here. Like, do you hear me? Like, why does he have to be so loud? Guys, I don't get guys. Oh man, congrats. Congrats on making a headline. Don't forget us little people. No, I will never forget. Like, yeah. It's nice that I am more friend like I have friends with media, like media people are nice, like not only on the right side, but even on the left side, people are very polite and they just want like news valuable things. So Yoko's going places. Yes, I'm a hikikomori usually, like someone who's stuck home all the time playing games. But I realized though that I need to be, getting out of my place and contribute more because the world is collapsing, I feel. Don't you feel like that? Like after Trump and Abe resigned from their positions, in America, Biden became the president. I mean, Trump lost the election, unfortunately, but yeah. So Biden became the president and over here, we had some changes. We had a few other like Suga and was there someone else? I don't even remember. And then now Kishida. But so after Trump and Abe time, Now we've shifted to like from the strong leaders in both countries to very, very weak leaders in both countries. Kishida is like Kishida is from LDP, Liberal Democratic Party, but LDP, his party, like the same as Abe, but the current one, Kishida, is from the same party, but it's that Abe was unique, and that he was not like a politician from that party. Liberal Democratic Party, LDP, is, even though they are thought to be a conservative party here in Japan, it is because our country is, or society is, left leaning. So they're not really conservative, but they just end up being in the position like a little bit conservative. So but anyway, Kishida is just a typical politician, just only caring about his career, and he doesn't want to make mistakes, so he doesn't take risks, even though you need to kind of go for it in times like this, like when our political enemies are going for this wild bet. We need to counter that with even stronger attitude. But our leader is so weak, and so is Biden. So both, Japan and the US are very key to this battle against CCP and Russia. But both are so weak, and I really like it's I get it though. Like in politics, like if you go to one direction, like on the right, then people want something from the left. Go back and forth, and I get that, but it's putting us like it's because our side, people, leaders from our side is so weak today that China, North Korea, Russia, like those countries have nothing to worry about, and they can just like they're like, oh, now is our chance, and they're doing whatever they want. And how Russia, like Putin just had this election, like they invaded all these places, and now he's saying like, oh, this is legally our territory, right? And then so the Ukrainian side cannot even take them back, because now Putin will regard the place as his territory. That's, oh man, that's just outrageous. But it's happening, and I shouldn't rely on, coming from another country, I shouldn't rely on America, but it's a we are living under the consequences of the past. And America, even though we know that America cannot afford it to be the police of the world, but it needs to be, at least for now. And Biden is like, I feel like the Ukrainian situation is very like complicated, because I think it's worse that Biden administration is doing things like this, because it's like you either win or lose. But right now they're just backing up, like financially or with weapons and so on. But it doesn't allow Ukrainian soldiers to attack Russia, like the mainland. So then you're never gonna win, unless you unless Russia, falls apart from within, because the front line won't change, and you can only be passive. So that's like, there's no way to win. But he keeps backing that up, and I'm like, if you do that, you have to go massively, just like Trump administration did. When Trump was in power, like when there were problems in the Middle East, he would you launch missiles, like like I still remember the number, like 59 Tomahawk, missiles, like just do that and it sends the message like, hey, if you mess things up, then we're gonna get you. And like it's so bold, sends the message clearly and very like in a short time. And so it's very strong, like it's more than we expect, but then it's a very short period of time, so the sacrifice is minimum. I can't say minimize, um, small. And yeah, so it's like this dragging is the worst in politics, like sometimes it does work, over like territorial disputes and so on, before all these military conflicts, like we have territorial dispute with CCP, for example, in Senkaku Island, like around Senkaku Island, and CCP is coming in and Japan is there. So we are seeing, what's going to happen, and we're always fighting. And so that balance is good. But once you start something and drag, that's bad. That's terrible for both countries. So, but that's what's happening. And the problem of Biden administration is that even though they are supposed to protect Ukraine, it's like they're not doing enough. And so it's really like, what are you doing? And even though, according to the gaffes of Biden, and Biden says that, America will protect Taiwan, like defend Taiwan when CCP invades. But like, I don't know, like on what level, It's funny that gaffe is so interesting. Like when every time Biden says that America will defend Taiwan, what do you guys think about that? Like, would America actually protect? Like, it's a different deal comparing with Russia, I think, because Russia, like Russia is like, militarily dangerous, nuclear weapons and so on, but they're small. They're a small country. Their GDP is way down, like 11th or so, 10th or 11th, somewhere around that. They're small. And but CCP led China is competing with America. Like the digit is different from ours. Japan comes into the third place, actually, the size wise, like GDP. America, CCP, and Japan. But those two top countries are competing, and it was good that Trump administration changed that their policy towards China, that they were, partners before, but during Trump administration they changed it to competitors with it, and that is how it should be. So that's good. But anyway, okay, I ramble so much. Good evening, Yoko. This is late notice. How have you been? Thank you. I've been busy, and but good though. I'm very like, it's good when I have lots of outputs and exposures, even though I'm actually not comfortable when I'm exposed. Like I am happy, but at the same time, I'm like, oh, I don't look pretty, blah blah blah. Like I have all the self conscious things, and like when I'm, for example, when I'm getting interviewed, whether it's in a video or just writings, like I realized that my English is not as good as it should be, and I'm like, I start blaming myself, and like I have this very high standards for me, or ideal for me, and I'm not there yet, just yet, though. And I do have this self-conscious part of me, but this is, I'm just pushing myself, and it feels good, input output balance. When it's just balanced out, then I feel good. I can't bring myself to watch all the Biden gaps. Yeah. Trump's doing another rally in Michigan. Cool. I realized that Trump is really needed. That's why I pulled out the hat again here. Do you see? And Trump's face is over here too. This is actually one of the very first book, I think, about Trump in Japan. by Michio Ezaki. Yeah, I wish people here spoke English. Like Japanese people are so like, because we are an island nation, we know so much about, like we are willing to learn about other countries. We're so isolated that we need to study all the countries. The what's missing though for me is Africa and South America. Like I need to get a better understanding of those places, like Asia, Europe, America. Like I'm familiar with, but yeah. Let's see. I have a question. How safe is Japan from China or Russia from doing anything to do to the country? Anything to the country? How safe is Japan from China or Russia from doing anything? What? I don't get it. Oh, sorry. I don't get it. I get the question. On Shinkansen, listening to you. Wow, where are you going? And you are in Japan, right? Shinkansen, cool. I haven't got on Shinkansen in a long time. I always fly to Tokyo, but Shinkansen is so expensive. I wish it was cheaper. And in Japan, it's we have linear. How do you linear motor car, linear. How do you say linear in English? Like, is it L or R? Linear. linear. Linear car. Like, every day I need to use the dictionary. Linear motor car. Same as Japanese. Linear motor car. So we are developing our technology, even better than Shinkansen, like our bullet train. There's this thing called linear motor car, and we were building it, but our governor from Shizuoka, like I believe is leftist, like he is against it. Like the motor car, the rail, um a little passes the prefecture, and that governor is opposing to that, and so that construction doesn't go further, or doesn't proceed, I mean. So yeah, and that governor and the governor from Okinawa, they didn't attend the state funeral of Abe. So like we have all this, I mean, like like a traitor type of governors here, and we need to do something about it. It was very sad when Shinzo Abe passed. I'm still not over it yet. Oh, thank you. Oh yeah, I took that up. Okay. Let's go faster. Manga, yes, make America great again. I I was watching TV recently, and I saw the battle. Like they made a picture, the battle picture of Franklin Roosevelt versus Lindbergh, and I didn't know that Lindbergh used the expression "America first." I didn't know that, so I was surprised. Like, oh, you know, or Spook CIA. Oh, new expression for me. Yes. Radio Free Asia. Yes, it's backed by America. Trump is my president. Yes. I love Trump. Many people here in Japan love Trump, It's I think it's not only the charm of Trump, but our hero Shinzo Abe was in a great relationship with Donald Trump. So, we loved Abe. So then Abe loved Trump. So then we automatically love Trump too. So me, I love Trump for his policies and so on, and of course, like I really admire and respect him as a person, and a businessman and so forth too. But yeah, people that don't understand English or his background or his policy, just by Abe being friends, like very close friends with Trump, it's good enough for our people. And so yeah, very popular here. Did you two ever look at the Discord thing I tagged you on Twitter? Oh, I haven't had the time to check that out. I should. I should. Sorry. Thank you though. Oh yeah, I need to get more like I need to get better with tech. Oh, by the way, after this stream, I have to go to the shrine because it's the like yesterday was the 1st of October, and on the first day we always go to the shrine, to thank for the last month and also greet to this month. Like we pray for our God, and so we I was gonna like I was supposed to go there yesterday, but we couldn't because we had to go to the city to protest. And so after this, I need to go. So I have to go in 15 minutes. Just so you know. Idaho, our license plates say famous potatoes. Oh, cool. Man, I like when I watched, speaking of potato, when I watched Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind with Jim Carrey and what's her name? Kate Winslet. I saw the Potato Head. That was my first time seeing Potato Head. That's a cute culture. Do you need an ID to vote in Japan? We don't have that in America, so there is a huge voter full fraud problem here. Like, how does that work in America? Like, you register yourself to a party, either party, and then start from there, or in Japan, all the information database is like so like properly stored, like each individual is just registered to our authority, right? Like a city hall and so on. And they send us this like a card, like postcard, and on it, so that's basically your voter paper, like it, or like it's like something to prove that you are you. And so it comes from the city hall, and then you receive the card. So it has your address and your name and so on, and then you take that to the voting place, usually elementary school and so on, with like a huge place, and then you show that to the people there, and then you confirm, oh, you are Yoko Ishii, and then you get the voting paper and so on. So you like it's unless you're dead, or even you're dead, I don't think they would send in that case because you're deceased, right? But yeah, we just each of us just receive a paper and bring that. So there's no mistake. Sometimes they make a mistake, you know, giving the paper twice to the same person or something. But I'm not, and we have to write candidate's name on a paper, and it's like if you go to the stand, like a voter stand, then there's the information in front of you, like saying, for this version of election, usually we have two or so, and the court too, like if you have to vote. But anyway, so there is like a candidate's name and the party name and the kinds of the election that are happening right now, and so you don't make a mistake. You just see the name, okay, I'm gonna vote to this person, and you just copy. Like you can write freely if you remember, but even if you're not, the information is there. So we write, and also we use a bit of a machine to detect, in order to abbreviate the time. We have this machine that analyze the writing, even if you have a bad writing, they're gonna still understand. But eventually, after the rough categorizing, then people just count, with a like people do that work. But then, like it might be it might depend on the election kind, but we can witness. I've done the job before too, but you can go like from one person from a party in national election, I think. And oh yeah, you can do that with like local, like city level too. but you go there and you can check the papers to see if there is any mistakes, because sometimes people or machines do make mistakes, and then we can check, like we can see all the papers and oh, this is ours, like not his vote, and then we check with everybody that's there to witness, and then we change the vote and so forth. So like it's so hard to do frauds here, unless like you decide with people beforehand, like, oh, vote for this guy, and you threaten or something. Unless you do stuff like that, like, yeah. Anyway, Ohio, good morning, and I'm reading something from a long time ago. So slow. Thank you for your comment. Shinzo Abe was standing up for the Japanese people. He wasn't politically correct. Yeah, he was my favorite world leader, even more so than President Trump. What? Wow, thank you. Like some of us conservatives didn't like Abe to the fullest at the time, like back then, because some people were saying how he compromises too much or how much he compromised to the globalism. But Abe was a true, politician. Like he had to, like politicians have to calculate everything. In order to get something you want, you have to compromise somewhere for your opponents to agree on that, like on what you want. So, but Abe was so good at that, and so yeah. People seem terrified of Japan rising again. You think like who like China? The problem I see is the old people, as the Breitbart wrote about my interview. But it's the people in like in their 70s or so, like gray hair, white hair generation. Um, they are like, some of them are really like enthusiastically or passionately leftists, and they are openly communists too. The ones that I talked about, like Chukaha, like core faction and so on. So Kamala doesn't even know the difference between North and South Korea. Very embarrassing for America. I think that yeah, that's the level, and I think that she was just being the average American, though, because Asia is far from America, and like it's a thing here. Sometimes we hear that if you ask Americans where Japan is, like they can't point in a map and so on. I know that it's not that bad, but sometimes, like depending on where you ask that question, it might not be way off. Okay, I'm gonna go quicker. Okay. I was gonna say something about Biden. I forgot. Gasoline is 237 per liter in California now. How much is it in Japan? Man, I don't drive. I don't have a driver's license even, so I don't know actually. But I can look that up, I guess. Let's see. Does it say? What it says is that compared to last year, it's 2.6% up. Okay, it's gonna take a while to research. Sorry, I'm not gonna do that here. Okay, let's see. Going down. I sure hope we would defend Taiwan, but under Biden, I'm far less confident we'd do anything militarily. Yeah. It's very interesting, right? Like, what's interesting is about like leftist people. I think that leftists, like for example, Nancy Pelosi is a good example. She she has been like from the early stage of her career, political career. She was in Tiananmen Square massacre, Tiananmen Square, protesting, and like she has been there for all the people that are suffering from, the human rights oppression by CCP. And Nancy, bless you, Nancy Pelosi has been there for us, but at the same time, she doesn't want to. I bet that she doesn't want to change the politics inside of CCP. Because CCP says it's interference, like a domestic politics interference. So, and I don't know the reason. Maybe they still want to do business with China, so that maybe that's why. But like, even though they complain, like liberals in general, in the world, they oppose to human rights oppression, but they don't try to fight against the regime that's making it happen, like the aggressor, the criminals that are doing the oppression. Like, you have to defeat them, right, to stop that, but or put them out of the seats, out of their power. But somehow they don't insist stuff like that. And I just don't get how their logic is. Yoko, your English is strong. Don't worry, keep striving, but don't worry. Thank you. It's amazing how my English makes sense to you. Greece is second best country after Japan. Really? I want to visit Greece. Like, I want to see the huge, like, very ancient thing. Such a romantic thing. Yeah. Okinawa is very left. Man, I need to go in 4 minutes. Okinawa is very left wing. The governor there is like Californian politician. Maybe that's the thing. Like, if you are in the South, or if you are influenced by the Pacific Ocean wave or wind, then you become like that. Fukuoka, my place. Even though, like, if you picture Japan, like four main islands, then Okinawa, and so my prefecture is in Kyushu, so it's in the south, but we are facing the Sea of Japan instead of the Pacific Ocean. So it's like a cold wind. So it's not very warm here, even though we are in the south. So I really wonder, like, how it affects, like very atrocious people are living up north, Russia or China, like people are living up north, and people in the south, like if you see like people from Southeast Asia or something, people are so easygoing, happy, African people too. Like, I mean, Africa can be complicating, but usually they're just having a good time, enjoying the foods and the nature. And anyway, what is the most followed religion in Japan, Shinto or Buddhism? Both. It's a mixture of Shinto and Buddhism. It's only in Meiji era. There's an era called Meiji, but Meiji era, they separated Buddhism from Shinto, and so they started to, like, that was very bad spiritually speaking. Like, I know spiritual people, like those who like psychic type. Like, I know this one genuine one, like, who I don't talk to her any longer, but she was explaining that to me, how I know. Oh yeah, like she never mind. But anyway, yeah, it's a mixture. Did you attend CPAC Japan? If so, how was it? It's been online since the pandemic hit, so I haven't joined. Like, I saw what they were doing, but I wasn't there on the spot, even though they kindly asked us. So yeah, but we want to, when they hold it like in person, we want to visit again. They're good people, The JCU people are very kind to let us in. Yeah. Oh, thank you for your super chat. Keep fighting. Yes. I will keep fighting. We must win. We must win. Like if we don't win, it doesn't mean anything what we are doing. Yeah, man, I want to read everything, but I need to go. Hmm. I'm quite curious. In America, for conservative religion, particularly Christianity, is huge. For Japanese conservative, is religion a big deal? And if is it position to or some of both? Oh, I see what you mean. So, in that matter, Shinto is our religion. Our emperor, like we call the presence Tenno, but that is Shinto, not Buddhism. It's Shinto. And so based on that, our politics and everything else exists. So yeah, Shinto is our real deal. And Buddhism came after, but we've been having that. We just um, took the good parts of Buddhism into our everyday life. And so, yes, okay. CPAC Japan will be on December 3rd. Are you going? Is it going to be on the day or is it online or I don't know. We'd love to go. Do you have a boyfriend? No, I don't. But I have a husband. Yes, yes. Okay. If we don't win this war, humanity is done. Yes. And we need to, our alliance is great, between Japan and the US and the Europe and Australia, India, and all these places, and Canada too. But China and Russia, especially, what they are doing is they don't care how small the country is, but they invest in Africa or South America. They invest. And we, on the other hand, we're so trapped by our domestic politics and so on, and we don't have enough. Even in Southeast Asia too, like America and China is competing there to get the like initiative. But yes, we're really doing this battle to like a territorial war in the world. So we need to get more people on the board. I think. But anyway, thank you so much, guys, always for coming. I this time, like, I wanted to talk more, but I woke up late. I'm sorry, and I have to go to the shrine to you know greet to our kami, our god. So I gotta go. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much, Sayonara Yoko. Funny, you're spelling my name that way. Thank you, thank you. You guys have a great night. Sleep well. Thank you so much for sticking, even though it's probably pretty late over there. Thank you. Stay. Thank you. Bye bye. Bye bye. See ya. Okay, I'll see you guys next week. Okay, and I'm gonna post videos more, so make sure to subscribe to this channel. Follow me. Follow me on Twitter if you haven't. Okay. Good night. Bye bye.